Hey, I'm Dr. Rich. A common question I get from people is, how long do I wear my whitening trays for when I'm trying to whiten my teeth? Here's the recommended wear times for different strengths of whitening gel. The first ones up are going to be carbamide peroxide. 45% carbamide peroxide, wear it between 15 and 30 minutes once a day. 35% carbamide peroxide, wear it between a half hour to an hour once a day. 20% carbamide peroxide, wear it between 2 and 4 hours once a day. 15% carbamide peroxide, wear it between 4 and 6 hours once a day. And lastly, 10% carbamide peroxide, wear it between 8 or 10 hours a day or overnight. Usually I recommend my patients wear that one overnight. Hydrogen peroxide based gels, such as Day White by Phillips Zoom, have a little bit different wear time. 6% hydrogen peroxide gel is recommended to be worn for about 30 minutes once a day. Phew, now that we got that all out, let's talk about it a little bit. Hi, I'm Dr. Rich. I'm teaching you about dentistry and teeth so you can have a very nice smile. Basic rule of thumb with whitening gels is that the higher the concentration, the less time you have to wear it, but your chances of getting sensitivity will increase a bit. The lower the concentration, the longer you have to wear it, but you tend not to get as much sensitivity when you wear it. So in my office, I read through that whole list of different gels, different time. I usually just offer two options for patients. The daytime version, I use the 35% carbamide peroxide gel. The one I use is Opalescence made by Ultradent. And I tell people to wear that in the trays for half an hour once a day. And most people use that one. I do have some patients that have very sensitive teeth or people who have had tetracycline staining and where they'll actually benefit from wearing the gel longer. So for them, I'll recommend the 10% carbamide peroxide, again, Opalescence by Ultradent, and that I'll have them wear in their whitening trays overnight. So that way it'll work a little better. Another plus side about wearing it overnight while you're sleeping, you tend not to salivate as much when you're sleeping, so the gel is not going to get flushed out by saliva production. The downside is you got to try to sleep with your trays in. A lot of people actually don't like it. I've tried it. It's not horrible, but I prefer doing the daytime one. But then again, my teeth aren't that sensitive. So, and ways to get around the sensitivity though would be I start using a Sensodyne toothpaste. Either Sensodyne, the brand name, or any other toothpaste for sensitive teeth made by other toothpaste companies. You just use that every day instead of your regular toothpaste and use it for a couple weeks so the effect can actually build, and then start doing the whitening. And that'll definitely help. The newer whitening gels though too also have fluoride mixed into them to help decrease the amount of sensitivity you get. And they're not as bad as they used to be. When I first started using whitening back in the late 90s, when I graduated, people get a lot more sensitivity. Now they still get it, not quite as bad. I usually describe it as you just kind of feel a little zing to your teeth. Like if you inhale through your mouth, you can just, your teeth feel just a little sensitive. It's not excruciating. And it goes away after a day or two once you finish with the whitening. Length of time most people need to do is about 2 weeks for the initial whitening process. And then after that, to maintain that look, rule of thumb is generally repeat the whitening 1 day a month. That's a rule of thumb though, but it depends on how much you eat or drink. So if you're somebody who drinks a lot of coffee, a lot of tea, a lot of red wine. Lately, my wife and I have started eating a lot of frozen blueberries for the antioxidant benefits, but I've noticed my teeth were starting to look a little darker from the frozen blueberries. So in those situations, you could do it just 1 or 2 days a week to try to maintain it a little bit better if you're in that category. If you don't drink a lot, if you're not a coffee drinker or tea drinker, red wine drinker, one day a month should be good. So there's two main types of whitening gels that are used in dental whitening: carbamide peroxide and hydrogen peroxide. It's Basically, the whitening, the active ingredient in the whitening gel is hydrogen peroxide. The difference between the two versions is the hydrogen peroxide based ones typically come in tubes that have dual barrels. And then you actually use a little mixing tip to combine the two to get the hydrogen peroxide to work. If they were to mix it all in, it wouldn't be as shelf stable and it wouldn't last very long. Carbamide peroxide is a little bit different formulation, and it comes in the gel tubes, and it actually, when you wear it in your whitening trays, the gel will transform itself, break down into hydrogen peroxide, and that's the active ingredient that actually whitens your teeth. The carbamide peroxide is a little bit more stable and it lasts a little longer, but because of that, it also takes a little bit longer to whiten. You got to wear it longer than you typically would a hydrogen peroxide based gel. And you also will use typically a higher concentration of the gel for it to work. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I hope that was helpful. What am I saying?